Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can find ideas for your next app or SaaS that are already validated, already have users, and most importantly, are already making money. So that when you launch your next project, you'll have instant product market fit and you'll see success a lot faster. And I'll also break down the best resource for finding new product ideas and how you can get it for free. I'll also show you the algo method of getting new product ideas served to you on autopilot 24/7. And lastly, I'll give you my list of product curators, which did all the hard work of finding profitable ideas and just give them to you. And if you watch to the end, you'll get a free bonus case study that you can copy and implement into your own business on how to grow from 0 to 100K MRR. And yeah, a little bit about myself. I've grown multiple businesses from 0 to 6 to 7 figures. I've been able to live a pretty cool life, also thanks to being able to run online businesses. And I've also advised a lot of businesses and business owners on how to scale their businesses from 0 to 6 to 7 figures and beyond. But yeah, with that, let's just jump into the video. So yeah, I ran a poll on my channel a few days ago, and you said that the number one thing you're struggling with is knowing how to come up with and validate potential SaaS ideas. So that's why I'm making this video. And I'll be honest with you, to make the long story short, the secret to consistently finding good SaaS ideas is just stealing them, right? If there's someone out there that has already built a SaaS, already found customers, and is already making money, so instead of spending time trying to reinvent the wheel and be original, find something brand new that nobody's ever done, you should be spending time researching how were they able to achieve the success and especially how you can replicate it. And so in this video, I'm going to provide you with the 5 best resources to do exactly that. And the first one, which I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with, is Starter Story. And yeah, it's basically just a giant library of content about interviews and research of different startup founders and what their business is, how they started it, how they marketed it, and everything else. And it's generally one of the coolest resources to finding cool ideas of things you just never even knew was making money. So let's take a look at what Starter Story looks like. And yeah, it's basically just a blog, and it's a giant library of a bunch of interviews with founders of people that are making money, running businesses, etc. You can, go on StarterStory/blog and you can read through all of this. I'll show you an example of what it looks like. This guy launched an AI meme app that is making $2,000 per month, and this was published literally today. It links straight to the founder, it links to the app. It's a really cool library just to find these like weird niche ideas and products where people are just making money. And Pat Walsh basically just interviews these people and they just talk about the business. Obviously, if you want to read the full interview, you're going to have to pay for the product, but you can still gather the main ideas through just the headlines. It's enough, and you can just do the research by yourself. And yeah, this is Pat Walsh right here. And the main problem, I guess, with Starter Story is just the fact that it's very difficult to browse the website without getting on the paid plan. And the problem is that the paid plan is $500. You can't buy the monthly one. You have to buy the annual, which, I mean, I get it. To sustain these sort of interviews, high quality interviews, you have to he has to price it at a premium. And I really suggest if you have the money, for sure buy it. It's definitely worth it. But for what we're doing, really just the headlines and the free access is more than enough, because we're just gathering the ideas and brainstorming from there. And we'll do our own research on if the product is good enough and the market is cool enough for us to enter, And yeah, and I've actually included like 3 main free ways you can access all the articles for free, basically. Obviously, you won't be able to read the full article, but like I said, just the headline and the general idea of what the product is more than enough for our idea research phase of building a company, right? So yeah, first one is just basically manual browsing. Go to StarterStory/blog and just manually go page by page, like over here, just page by page. And just write down and save the URLs of any articles you find interesting and that you want to explore more. Pretty simple. Next one, a little bit more advanced. You can Google Dork the website by simply finding specific keywords on the page. You will type in site:starterstory.com, and then after that, just add keywords like 10K, 100K, 50K, whatever. And you will find Starter Story pages which are indexed on Google and have that specific income keyword in the title, right? Or somewhere on the page. So here, I'll give you a quick example. So yeah, what you want to do is just go to Google, type in site:starterstory.com. So yeah, then you just want to add the keyword, for example, 10K per month. And from there, you just go down the list. You can find, there you go. She built a 10K per month business in 32 days with AI. Ashley Gross, she built some kind of prompt den product. Obviously, as you can see, you can't read the full article, but it's more than enough to like get the idea of what the product is, what it does, and how much money it's making. And that's all that's really important to us. So yeah, that's the method. Enjoy it. Hope you guys learned something with that one. The next method is a bit more advanced, but it will be more detailed, is the fact that you can just scrape their sitemap. You can download their full sitemap.xml list. Then you want to take that list, put it into some kind of like scraper or AI that will go through each single page and extract the title and the income amount that they're making. And just have that generate a Excel sheet of articles which, you know, have the exact revenue number and the title. And then from there, it's going to be really easy for you to look things up and find specific articles. Obviously, it's much more technical. I'm not going to show you how to do this. I'm sure you're a smart guy. I'm sure you'll figure it out if you want to go that advanced. But yeah, pretty simple. And yeah, like I said, pros and cons is just the steep price tag if you want to read the full thing. But the pros is that you have a giant library of super interesting stories. And it's pretty easy to just get the baseline idea of what the product is. It's not super difficult. But yeah, really recommend it. And let's move on to the next one, which is the X strategy. Now, the strategy on X is pretty simple. You've got three main ones that I really like. And number one is just the search method. Use the search bar in x.com or Twitter and just look up keywords, 10K MRR, just hit 100 users, 500 per month, sold my SaaS, or anything where people will be celebrating or sharing their successes and things of that nature. Also hashtags like build in public, etc. Good resources. You'll be able to find tweets of just unique companies and people just sharing their success and what they're doing. Like this guy who hit 3K MRR and this guy who hit 50K MRR, right? So you can find really untapped and unique businesses there. If you search every single day, and especially if you sort by latest, you'll find like new unique tweets from like random accounts who have like almost 0 followers sometimes even, and you'll find very interesting businesses being launched. And yes, strategy number 2 is just follow the leader, and that's just where you find influential voices in the SaaS community already, and you start going through other people they're following, people who are in the replies, people who are following them. You can find interesting voices there and interesting profiles and people building interesting things and sharing what they're doing. All right, here's a couple examples of influencers, I guess, in the whole SaaS niche that I'm sure you're familiar with most of them. And the next one is the algo method, which is kind of like the using both of these methods together and just having the algorithm basically just naturally start presenting you these types of tweets and these types of posts by just interacting. Whenever you see posts like these of people sharing what they're working on or launching companies, whatever, interact with it, like it, reply, comment, bookmark, everything like that, and the algorithm will be trained to just give you more of these types of tweets. And yeah, pretty simple. But a more advanced section of the algo method is actually implementing the algo method inside of Instagram and TikTok. Because right now there are dozens of new apps being launched and going viral through short form content. And if you want to be successful, you have to stay on top of what the new viral trending apps are, and especially what are the new viral trending video formats that these apps are being blown up through. And yeah, like I said, the same with the algo method here is just create a new account on TikTok and Instagram. Start by just following a couple popular apps like Cal AI, Bible Chat, etc. From there, you want to just like, comment, and bookmark every single video you see talking about a new app launch or anything like that. And then as long as you keep doing that, you're going to season your account and your feed to just constantly be serving you apps like these. For example, this is Bible Chat. These guys are doing 100K per month. And they are a ChatGPT wrapper that is specifically for the Christian niche, where they basically you just get to chat with the Bible, I think, and things of that nature. And they have a very viral video format right here. Link to their app. And yeah, the more you interact, the more apps like these you'll see. For example, Couple Joy. These guys are doing 300K per month. Also just through viral videos, etc. This is kind of Couple Joy. It's an app for relationship tracking, games, and widgets for relationship and people who are in relationships and couples. And yeah, last one, Chani app. These guys are a astrology app and with horoscopes, planetary charts, things of that nature, some hippie. And they're doing 400K a month, right? So the more you train your algorithm to enjoy these types of content, the more it'll just start serving you. When somebody launches a new hit app, it'll show up on your phone and you'll see it first. And the same thing with the tweets. If somebody gets a new viral product and they celebrate it, you'll see it first. And you'll stay on top of what is trending, what are people building, what's the new hype thing to do. And you can jump onto the trend super early and be early to market by building the correct type of product. And yeah, the main thing you want to remember is that just by copying a product does not guarantee the success of your product, right? Just because somebody else is winning with some kind of specific product idea does not mean you're going to succeed either, right? So don't just blindly copy, or especially if you don't be an asshole, don't just one-to-one copy and rip off somebody. Just use their research and the fact that they validated an idea, a product market fit, and they have something that works, and use that as inspiration to create something similar or alternative, or to bring that to a different country, to a different market, or at the very least, like, push your own spin on it and twist it in some way that differentiates you and makes it a healthy competition. Okay. But still, I think these are the two best ways if you want to just stay on top of it yourself without having, to wait for somebody to write a whole report, or for me to make a video about it, or for Pat to make an article about somebody, right? This is the way how you stay tapped in. This is how you find by yourself what's the new thing, what are people building, what is going trending right now. This is how you do it. And besides Pat Flynn with Starter Story, there are other blogs and directory websites which basically do the same thing of just aggregating and curating business ideas, founders, success stories, etc., etc. And yeah, I've collected a couple ideas here for you. And the first one I want to take a look at is eBizFacts. It's run by a guy called Neil Doherty. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name, bro. Sorry, my bad. But in my opinion, honestly, it's one of the best ones. It's like one of the few newsletters like I actually read top to bottom. So really big props to this guy. He built a really cool blog and newsletter. And he's just always finding some weird and interesting stories about people making money in places and ways I've literally never heard of. One of the cons is that the information he gathers is a bit too broad. It's not just software companies that he just gathers, just anybody making money anywhere. And sometimes, that's interesting. Sometimes it's kind of waste of time for specifically what we're doing. But still really, really cool. And also just the pros are that you get to learn about unique and weird niches that you probably would never even thought of or even knew that existed, right? So yeah, let's just take a quick look at what the website has to offer. And yeah, like I said, it's a pretty simple blog / newsletter that the guys makes. And yeah, really cool, super simple, 165 pages of just success stories that you can go and look through. Obviously, not all of them are super relevant to just SaaS, like I said, but let's find here one, 4 years to hit 8,000 MRR with his piggyback app, 11,000 per month selling plants on this app, AI SaaS, 5 million a year founder. Let's take a look at this one, 4 years to 8K MRR with his piggyback app. So yeah, this is the founder, Dylan, right here. He made 8 grand per month. And this is the app, RC Kit. Let's take a look. And yeah, it looks like it's basically like a revenue cat dashboard app. So yeah, see, super simple. That's basically the end of the article. But yeah, super cool. Really recommend it. Another one, also super similar, No Code Exits. This is run by a guy called Josh, who also same story. He just interviews founders. For example, yeah, this is the blog. For example, here is how Jeremy turned MVP into a $4 million startup. He created Task Magic. Let's take a look at it. So yeah, this is Task Magic. It just like gets rid of manual tasks. So I guess it's kind of like automation type platform. Let's check their pricing. Yeah, they got a free plan, $29 per month plan, and a $50 per month plan. And yeah, it lets you automate apps and browsers basically. Pretty interesting. This guy has made over $4 million with his startup. So pretty cool success story. And yeah, same thing. Josh has a bunch of these types of stories. Pretty cool blog. Nothing super special, but yeah, that's what it does. Next one is IndiePage. And this one actually isn't a blog. It's a app made by Mark Liu, which basically is like a link in bio style app, but for founders to display their projects and exactly the income of their projects. So let's take a look at it. I'll show you what it is. And yeah, right here, this app basically has a leaderboard of everybody who's using this app, and it's tracking live exactly how much money they're making. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You can get to see this guy's doing, David Park is a pretty cool guy on Twitter. Be sure to follow him. This guy's doing 600K per month in the last 30 days. And all time, this guy's made over $11 million. So yeah, super, super cool. The main downside here is that you can only see 50 people on the leaderboard. But even besides that, still, you can find some really interesting apps that are just suddenly going viral and just making a lot of money. And obviously, the benefit here is that this is actual, like, verified, Stripe integrated income proof, so that you know for a fact these guys are making this much money, right? This isn't an estimate. This isn't some kind of outdated data. This is in lifetime. This is how much money these guys are making, right? So that's the benefit here. And I think that's a really interesting place to get some ideas from. And yeah, next one is actually Failery, and Failery is actually kind of interesting. It's a blog about specifically about failed startups, right? So it's not talking about successes; it's talking about failure. And in my opinion, you can learn a lot from other people's failures. And besides the failures, they also have a section where they talk about successes as well. The main cons here is that I think that a lot of the interviews are kind of outdated. They're from like 2021, I think. But the process that it's a lot of unique info. Like you can't read a lot of information about failed startups and why they fail, etc. And I feel like getting that info might give you insight into what pitfalls you should avoid, and also give you some inspiration on how you might do things differently than they did. But yeah, from the homepage, just go into interviews, I think it was. Let me check. Yeah, interviews right here. And from here, you can see, found insight on scaling B2B app. This was a success. I think they showed the income on all of them. Maybe not. Let's check. Yeah, I don't think this one says the income. Oh, here at the bottom, maybe. Leads bridge to 150K per month in lead generation business. So yeah, for example, step on desk, this guy's successful, 100 to 500K. And yeah, you're going to find some interesting stories here as well. Like I said, the main downside is that it is a little bit outdated, like from 2019, right? They're not super up to date, but still lots of cool ideas here. I'm sure if you read through it, you'll find something very interesting. Now, this last one is actually something I'm pretty sure you wouldn't expect, but the Shopify App Store and App Store in general, doesn't matter if it's on WordPress or on the Webflow or the iOS App Store or whatever, just App Stores in general are pretty cool ways to just find what are people downloading. And the Shopify App Store specifically, in my opinion, is an amazing place to get ideas for B2B software, right? So any type of app that is meant for businesses. And obviously the downside is that they're not going to show you exactly how much money they're making, but all the reviews and ratings are publicly available. And it's super easy to just get a rough estimate of how much they're making by just knowing how much their pricing plans are and how many reviews they've got, right? So let's say if their pricing plan is like $50 a month and they have about 200 reviews, you'll just do 200 divided by 0.05. There's going to be about 4,000. So they have more or less about 4,000 customers. Maybe not currently, but in their lifetime, at least, they've had 4,000 customers. And then 4,000 times 50, that's going to be 200K per month. More or less. It's obviously not going to be super accurate. You never know exactly how many people left a review, whatever. But if these guys are making this much money, they've got this many reviews, you can be safe to know that these guys are making money and they are successful. So let's just take a look at it to get some inspiration of what it looks like. So let's take a look just on the App Store to get a quick idea of what this looks like. And I'll show you an example. Let's see. Popular Nest, it's in the spotlight, trending. Okay, let's go to trending. It's got to probably be some kind of plugins made by people, not like big corporations. Okay, White Bundles. Yeah, I know White Bundles, a pretty popular plugin. And what it does is let you have like quantity breaks. So you have like 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack. That's basically all it does. Pretty simple plugin. These guys' pricing is, the lowest plan is $18. They have almost 1,000 reviews. So that will be 5%. So in total, that will be about what, I think 20,000, reviews, 20,000 customers, I mean. And let's take a look times 20,000. That would be 360K. So at the lowest plan, these guys are at the minimum. These guys are doing 280K per month on the lowest plan. Most likely they have a lot of people on the upgraded plan. So yeah, a lot of cool inspiration here for you to find what type of apps you should build for the B2B niche and to sell it to businesses, because businesses will always spend a lot more than a user is going to spend on some kind of app or application, right? And yeah, some kind of latest gems. Let's see, all the best apps. Yeah, pretty simple. Start going through the list. Start seeing if you can find some interesting, cool ideas over here. And if you can find gaps of maybe, sure, these guys have cool plugins and stuff, but maybe they're not running advertising at all. Maybe they're not pushing content, talking about the ads. They're not marketing the app anywhere, and they're only relying on people searching up the ad, right? Then that's your competitive advantage. You can do the things they're not willing to do to get a competitive edge. But yeah, hopefully you got some cool inspiration from these here examples. I tried to keep it pretty varied, so it's not all like the same stuff. You can find some unique ideas on each one of these, I think. And yeah, hopefully you learned something. A couple of honorable mentions of just places to find ideas, which a lot of people seem to recommend, but I think aren't exactly the best. And let's start off with Product Hunt. And Product Hunt, I mean, we all know Product Hunt. It's a great platform, really cool place. And there's the pros is that there's constantly new product. Every single day there's a new product being launched. There's something new, something interesting going on. And you can, learn from their successes, their failures, of how the launch goes, and get inspiration from all the new apps pretty consistently and easily. But the downside is, in my opinion, and it's a pretty big one, is the fact that all the apps being launched are always tech, AI, startup / founder oriented. I mean, that's sick. If you specifically want to build an app for other founders, something like that, that's sick. That's great. But there's a lot of other niches that exist outside the whole AI and tech sphere that you simply don't think about because you're stuck in your bubble, right? If you're a technical guy, if every day you're just looking at like the technical side of things and you think everybody is technical, so you're only really thinking about creating technical products. And there's a lot of other niches, a lot of normie niches that are popping off with loads, buckets of money in them that you wouldn't know because they're not launched on Product Hunt. Beta List, basically a junior clone of Product Hunt, also has a lot of cool launches. I'm not gonna go over each one of these websites. I have the Miro board linked in the description if you want to take a look at that after the video. But yeah, basically the same thing, also really cool, but the same problem here as over here, right? Next up, Get Latka. This one is actually pretty cool. Latka is basically like a starter story type of website, but specifically for enterprise companies, like with a lot of money and a lot of users, right? And the downside with Latka is that it is paid only, right? If to get all the data, you have to pay. But yeah, we can go ahead and take a look at what it looks like. This is over here, like the SaaS database built from 3,000 manual CEO interviews. And yeah, the cool thing is you can learn what these multi-million-dollar enterprise companies are doing, and you can, reverse back maybe one or two key features and really get the proper insight of what are people actually buying from them, and what is the main feature set there that people want. And from there, you can just walk your way backwards and make a super minimal version of it. The same way, I think I made a video about Uform a couple days ago, which basically just cloned Typeform, removed all the extra features, and just left the form builder design element. And these guys are making like what I think $7,000 a month, MRR. So yeah, a lot of cool ideas. The pricing, let's check. I'm pretty sure it's like $50-$90, something like that. It's about $90 a month. Still cool. Check it out if you're interested. Next up, Exploding Topics. This one is not exactly like a library of knowledge, let's say. It is basically like a list of trending Google searches. And the strategy to use Exploding Topics to build and come up with cool SaaS ideas is to use it to basically spot trends early, right? Because a lot of these other places like these forums or even, Get Started Story, whatever, all these places, they gather ideas, they gather these ideas through methods like this, right? And basically what you're doing is skipping the middleman, right? Instead of waiting for them to organize it and bring you the data, you're going out there and doing the research yourself. And that's where, Exploding Topics would be a really cool tool. And again, it is also paid, I'm pretty sure. There's some free functionality, but it is mostly paid. And yeah, lastly would be Reddit, which is like the most popular, I think, recommended method of doing product research. I like it, especially if you're gonna go to like Reddit communities of the Christian niche, and you're gonna go into the Christian niche and find out what are people talking about and what type of problems they have, or if you're gonna go to like some horse subreddit and what type of problems people have with horses, whatever, to try and build a product around that, that's fine. But if you're going specifically to like find inspiration of other people killing it with SaaS, I'd say Reddit used to be pretty good. These days it's gotten a lot more low quality, I think. And a lot of the posts are mostly just people either selling themselves or complaining about something like that. So not my favorite, but still once in a while you can find a cool gem on some like r/SaaS, startups, micro SaaS, Y Combinator. As you search up on Reddit, you'll find more of these communities. And some of them, okay, once in a while there'll be a pretty good post there that you can get some inspiration from. But the biggest downside, I think, and something to be aware of, is whenever people give like advice on Reddit, in my opinion, it's a lot of blind leading the blind type of situation and advice, which just isn't that useful. And if you're not familiar with like running a business and a success company, you might get think that whatever advice they give you is super golden, when it turns out it's really not. And so mostly just stay aware of that. But besides that, it's still pretty good. You can find some gems in there, like I said. And yeah, I think that basically kind of covers the big chunk of it. Still, like I said, Story, really good resource. X.com and Instagram. This is how you are gonna be on top of the game and find the new apps and things that are popping off like right now. All the different blogs, which are basically free versions of Story, also great. These honorable mentions, probably something you already know about, but good resources. And yeah, guys, so I think that covers the chunk of it. Hopefully, you like this video. But yeah, hopefully you got some value out of this video, right? If you want to get more videos just like this one in your inbox, then subscribe to the channel and like the video to help me out. Next, if you want to talk to people like me and other founders and people building software and apps and these types of things, then be sure to check out the Founder Club. It's basically like a community of builders and makers and people who are trying to grow their software companies. Link for that is in the description. And if you like my breakdown and you want to talk to me one-on-one and maybe get some advice, or if you have a business and you want to strategize how to scale your business further, then book a one-on-one call with me. I'd love to work with you. And yeah, both links are in the description, so check that out. And before you go, I want to just say one more thing. And that one more thing is your free bonus. If you remember at the start of the video, I talked about a free bonus, and here it is. And that's the $1 million case study. I recorded a full in-depth breakdown of how Cal AI created a ChatGPT wrapper app specifically for the fitness niche, and the exact marketing strategies they use to grow their app to over $2 million in MRR. So if that sounds cool, click the video that's on your screen right now and watch it, take some notes, and yeah, that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.